Hello and welcome to TradeFlow Television,
bringing you valuable analysis and actionable intelligence
through the global commodity markets.
These are some of the key topics that we will be looking into in today's program.
First, let's take a look at the overnight headlines which are impacting the commodity markets. Anglo American beat forecasts with a small fall in 2020 earnings and boosted its dividend after strong commodity prices helped the diversified miner recover from coronavirus disruptions in the first half of the year. The company's shares were 4.5% higher in London at 10:25 GMT, the second biggest gain on the benchmark FTSE 100. Anglo was the worst hit among its peers by coronavirus lockdowns, including in countries such as South Africa and Botswana, and also had operational problems at its platinum unit. But a rebound in commodity prices and a change in operational fortunes helped deliver its best second half since 2011.
The International Grains Council (IGC) on Thursday raised its forecast for global wheat production in the 2020-21 season, partly reflecting upward revisions for crops in Australia, Kazakhstan and Russia. In its monthly update, the intergovernmental body increased its global wheat crop forecast by 5 million tons to 773 million tons. The IGC raised its forecast for Australia's wheat crop to 33.3 million tons from a previous forecast of 31.2 million and more than double the prior season's 15.2 million.
Moving on to the top news in the energy sector.
Britain is set to introduce E10 gasoline, a motor fuel blended with 10% renewable fuels, by September this year, a move that could cut annual CO2 emissions by 750,000 tons, the government announced on Thursday. Current gasoline blends in Britain contain no more than 5% ethanol E5, but the introduction of the E10 grade could cut transport emissions equivalent to removing 350,000 cars from the roads, the government said. Bioethanol is made from materials including low-grade grains, sugars and waste wood.
Oil prices held near 13-month highs on Thursday, with profit-taking limited by an assurance that U.S. interest rates will stay low and a sharp drop in U.S. crude output last week due to the winter storm in Texas. Brent futures for April delivery rose 10 cents, or 0.2%, to $67.14 a barrel by 11:36 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 16:36 GMT, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate WTI crude rose 44 cents, or 0.7%, to $63.66. The April Brent contract expires on Friday. In intraday trade, both contracts hit their highest since January 2020 and both are on track for their highest settlement in 13 months.
Next, we have the top news in metal markets.
Copper prices surged to their highest in almost a decade on Thursday as investors scrambled to buy metals as a hedge against potential inflation from ongoing central bank stimulus. 3-month copper on the London Metal Exchange had climbed 1.6% to $9,457 a ton by 17:15 GMT, after hitting its highest since August 2011 at $9,617. Copper is about 6% below its record high of $10,190 a ton hit in February 2011.
Global crude steel production rose 4.8% in January from a year earlier to 163 million tons, World Steel Association data showed on Thursday. Crude steel output from China, the world's top producer and consumer of the metal, increased by 6.8% to 90.2 million tons in January. We will now look at the top news in the agricultural sector. Chinese soybean crushers are expected to curtail operations sharply in the coming months due to harvest delays in top exporter Brazil, pushing up prices and likely leading to a rundown in inventories. The shortage will be widely felt and probably last till at least mid-April, analysts, crushers and traders told Reuters, and comes just days after Beijing issued a major policy document stressing the importance of food security in the world's most populous country. Drought delayed soybean planting in Brazil in late 2020 and constant rains have disrupted harvest this year. That's similar to what happened early last year when Chinese crushers had to wind back operations, inventories fell to record lows and soymeal prices rallied.
That is all for today's news on the commodity market. Stay tuned to TradeFlow TV as we continue to provide you with more updates. You can also follow us on Twitter at TradeFlow TV1, which allows you to watch our program on your mobile device or desktop.